this episode of Playlog Podcast, we understand that $700 for a PlayStation 5 Pro might not be worth the money to you. But what if we gave you $700 worth of indie games you could play on your PC? Start again. Timestamps. Baller. Okay. Documents made. Celeste, stop looking at me like that. Delete this footage, because now it's another folder, and we are set. Okay. Don't incriminate yourself!
Never.
Hey guys, CGDannyB back in with another episode of Playlog, the podcast where we talk all things indie gaming. But of course, I can't talk indie games alone because that would be super boring. So, we've got our partner in crime, the Play Nice Kid themselves, Tofr. What's poppin', homie?
I'm doing okay. I'm really excited about what we just saw.
What did we just see? Hold on, I don't know what timeline we're talking about. Okay, you're talking about the okay, cool. Guys. I don't know what timeline we're on. I'm like, we just got in a call. What did we see? I'm like, oh, you mean you? Okay, gotcha. Yeah, the
It's a segue. It's a segue.
Oh, I'm a mess. Anyway,
Do you want to start over? Do you want to start over?
No.
Okay.
This is raw. This is what you get behind the scenes. Yes, that's absolutely right. We did see some cool stuff. Absolutely great segue. Because a little bit of housekeeping today, we got a lot, so just buckle in for a second here. Today, in case you were wondering why this episode is coming up late, it's because Tofr and I were reacting to the 6-1 Indie Showcase this morning. The Indie Focus Showcase put on by Mike and Kyle over at 6-1 Indie, showcasing 45 awesome indie games to keep on your radar. So be sure to head over to youtube.com/CGDannyB and watch that reaction. Either before the podcast or after, take your pick, whichever one it is if you want to get all that fun stuff there, and then come back up like, oh my god, this was really cool. Or if you want to watch this first, then go back in time. That's why I was confused, because we recorded a couple days ago, but it went out today, and then we were like, the thing we just saw, I'm like, hold on, no, what the fuck are we talking about? But anyway, yeah, the 6-1 Indie Showcase. It was great. The 6-1 Indie guys, they do great stuff. And I would say I knew pretty much every game that was there, so don't question it. That'll be the running gag when you're watching that. But also another quick reminder, I was on the most recent episode of Tales from the Backlog, a show hosted by my good friend Dave Jackson, where we discuss games that have been collecting dust in our backlogs. And this week, a new episode dropped where Dave and I are discussing A Space for the Unbound, a magical adventure about two high school sweethearts set at the end of their school days and the end of the world. Explore a crumbling town and help friends face their inner demons, which could be the key to stopping reality itself disintegrating. And don't forget to pet the cats. You can catch the episode on YouTube at youtube.com/TFTBLpod, or if you just look up Tales from the Backlog, you'll find it. But yeah, TFTBL pod, or on your favorite audio platforms, Spotify, whatnot. Be sure to leave that 5-star review so that Dave gets some good reviews, and he invites me back for another episode because it was a fun time. So make sure you get that done. And of course, another reminder, do not forget, as part of the podcast, we'll be doing our monthly book club next week, where we go back and replay some classic indies or touch on some modern indies that we just haven't had a chance to play yet. For the month of September, we'll be reviewing Moonstone Island, a creature collecting life sim set in an open world with hundreds of islands to explore, make friends, brew potions, collect spirits, and test your strength in card-based encounters to complete your alchemy training. So, if you want to get involved in the episode, which, listen, we're running out of time if you're going to get in on this, play the game this month on either Steam or Switch, and head over to our write-in form where you can just give us your thoughts. Have I been saying that for the last few? That's weird. You can give us your thoughts on Moonstone Island for our September 24th episode of Playlog Podcast, which will be next week. You can watch it live on twitch.tv/CGDannyB for the discussion, or catch the regular upload a few days later on youtube.com/CGDannyB. That's the housekeeping for you. It's a good time. Listen.
Nice.
I'm not going to spoil too much for Moonstone Island here, Tofr, but I think I'm in love. I found my love interest in this game. We're not name dropping.
Oh.
But I went to the shop. In the shop, they were selling a frame that you can tab through and change which islander you have like on the wall.
Okay.
She's been up there ever since. Now Connor says I'm creepy for that because like I have her at like half the hearts for love and whatnot, but I've had the picture there since like 2 hearts. Listen, leave me alone. The game let me buy it, so I put it on the wall. Anyway, it's a good time. It's a good time.
It is. It really is.
I'm excited to talk about that because I totally butchered the first date, not really understanding the rules that were going on there. But but it's all right. We'll find out next week on Playlog Podcast where we talk about Moonstone.
I'm pretty curious because I have been neglecting the dating part of that game.
Tofr.
I've been too busy exploring and playing card games and stuff.
See, that's the problem. I always get so nervous where I'm like, I need to go exploring. And then I'm like, but if I leave and I die, I'll spoil this a little bit. I set up a second date, totally separate character, just to kind of diversify my friendships and whatnot. And then I went to do a boss fight and died. So I woke up like the next day. I went to the shop and they were just like, wow, you think it's cool? You can just ditch people like that? I'm like, no, I literally died. It's not, but anyway, next week.
Yeah.
Oh man. But as we were sitting here, timestamp. How about we hop into some quick indie news? We got 3 articles here, all from Eurogamer, that came in swinging this week with all the news. One we definitely wanted to cover because we weren't around. The news happened last week after the episode dropped, so we didn't get to discuss it yet. So we figured we'd hop on the bandwagon here and do a little bit of conversations about the Annapurna Interactive reportedly seeing exodus of entire staff as negotiations break down. This one is from Matt Wales over at Eurogamer. I don't know how long is this article. I'm just going to read the whole thing. It's not that bad. Annapurna Interactive, the video game publisher behind the acclaimed likes of Outer Wilds, What Remains of Edith Finch, and Cocoon, great game, we'll talk about that later, as reportedly seeing a complete exodus of staff following a dispute with the company's owner causing chaos among developing partners. According to Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, great person, good job, Jason. Around 24 employees, including Annapurna Interactive president Nathan Gary, and other executives resigned after negotiations with Annapurna owner Megan Ellison broke down. Gary and his team had reportedly been negotiating to spin off Annapurna Interactive, Annapurna's video game publishing wing, as an independent entity, but ultimately failed to reach an agreement with Ellison. Bloomberg claims the departure has caused chaos among Annapurna Interactive Games developer partners who all signed deals with the publisher to secure the likes of funding, QA, and marketing, as they sought reassurance about their project's future. However, Annapurna spokesman confirmed to Bloomberg that all existing games and projects will remain with the company. While new president Hector Sanchez is said to have told developers all contracts will be honored and that all Annapurna Interactive staff will be replaced. Quote, our top priority is continue to support our developers and publishing partners during this transition, end quote. Ellison said in a statement provided to Bloomberg, we're committing to not only our existing slate of games, but also expanding our presence in the interactive space as we continue to look for opportunities to make a more integrated approach to linear and interactive storytelling across film and TV, gaming, and theater. Annapurna has already announced a broad slate of new titles set to launch over the next few years, including developer No Code's Silent Hill Townfall, Matt Newell's Lush Foil Photography Sim, Beethoven and Dinosaur Mixtape, Meshhoff's, oh god, so many here, Meshhoff's Ghost Bike, and Annapurna's first internal game, Blade Runner 2033 Labyrinth. Yeah, Tofr, this sucks. There's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it takes something to have an entire company just quit.
Yeah. Yeah, this was I saw it because you had retweeted it. I think I was streaming at the time. I hopped off a stream, I opened Twitter, and you had said like oh fuck, or like something like that, just with a retweet. And I'm like, oh shit. That's a big deal. I am not business savvy enough to sit here and act like I know the ins and outs of what is happening here and why it's like one way's bad over the other. I would say as indie devs, indie studios, etc., always seems like there's a little more freedom and reliability in what they can do, with a little more struggle on like, will we grab the funding that we need? I don't quite understand the need of like, we want to separate and have Annapurna Interactive, the game segment, be independent from Annapurna proper. And I can't sit here and say like, oh yeah, this makes total sense why they would do this. That being said, if you're in discussions with contracts for so long and then it just ends with the slap in the face of, nah, we're not going to do that. I can understand being like, let's get up and leave, and then your team following suit. I don't know. I think we were just basically talking a little bit before. It was like, I don't know if we've seen an update on this and whether there's been like team replacements, whether there's been any kind of discussions to go back on this and whatnot, but
I haven't seen anything. I've been keeping an eye out for it, but but the thing is, like, the thing that worries me, it's like, it's a bad time for indie game studios, and then to just decide to all quit simultaneously.
Yeah,
that takes courage.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know if now was the right time to do that.
Oh, I sit here and think about the Humble stuff that happened just a few months ago, right? And seeing Bo Path of Teal Lotus kind of being the front runner of, well, now I don't have any kind of support. I have to jump and do this whole thing myself. I can't say I've seen any standouts from Annapurna yet to be like, we've had to figure this out on ourselves because Annapurna is not helping us anymore. Not to say that won't be coming. I could totally see that being over the horizon for one of these big like releases. And also the reminder that Ghost Bike exists, and I can't wait to see more of that one. But yeah, I hope the word is kept here that we're backing who we've already started with, that we're keeping them, you know, QA, marketing, everything else, that we're keeping them held up with that. Because marketing's hard as a whole, especially when you just can't afford it. I think a lot of indie devs jump to TikTok, which has been a great platform as of late. If you're not spending the money for TikTok ad manager, trust me, I get all of your ads TikTok. It's crazy. Sometimes it's tough to find your audience. So I'm hoping whatever backing that they were promised sticks to it, unlike this original contract. So, oh, Annapurna. It's rough. It's rough out here, man.
It is.
I know. No, go ahead.
I have seen people react and being like, I hope that the team that just left maybe just starts their own studio or like their own publishing business.
I'm always down for that.
Because there's so much experience there.
Yeah.
And they have some absolute bangers under their belt. So I'm hoping they come back in some way.
That would be really sick, honestly. I would love a new publishing company if they get it all squared away. I jump back and think Pop Agenda's been really good to me these last couple of years, setting me up with keys, having conversations. I know at one point there was an email back and forth where one of them was like, "Hey, I saw your tweet. Like, we chilling?" I'm like, "I'm great. Just a rough day, but thank you for like noticing." That made it seem like more of a person-to-person interaction as opposed to like, here's the robot sending me my key for this week or whatever. So I'm like, damn, I really like Pop Agenda. So having the idea that whatever is birthed from this failure of Annapurna turns into like another publishing studio that's like, hell yeah, you guys are awesome. And like having those people interact, like I'm down. I'm here for it. I'm sure there'll be a lot of steps to figure that out, but yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. That's so exciting. Okay, well, the thought of everything exciting right now where we're at, probably not as exciting, but we'll see. Annapurna, best of luck to everybody there. I'm hoping either things get resolved, or if they don't get resolved, we get a brand new publishing studio that, you know, kind of sticks to what they want to do. But with that, next up, we've got another article, another one from Eurogamer here. This one is from Vicky Blake. Penny's Big Breakaway Studio, Evening Star announces another half dozen layoffs. Evening Star, the studio behind Penny's Big Breakaway, has announced half a dozen layoffs. CTO Hunter Bridges announced the redundancies on X/Twitter, saying, "This isn't a choice we wanted to make, but due to volatile market conditions in the games industry and operational realities of our business, Evening Star is having to part ways with 6 team members." This is a post that I'm hoping to not have to write, but Evening Star has been swept up in the same turbulence that has affected so many of our peers in the games industry in the last year and a half, added CEO Dave Padilla on LinkedIn. I can read's good. Despite our best efforts to secure another project to keep our team together, we are in the unfortunate situation of having to lay off some of the folks that have worked with us for the last few years on Penny's Big Breakaway. If you have room on your project for some of the best-in-class developers who shipped a critically beloved console title, then look no further for these amazing game devs. We talk about layoffs a lot. And I don't know if somebody ever discussed it, it's something I'm kind of thinking about here. Do you think there's ever a case where these devs are like, hey, we had to do layoffs, and then, you know, we start a new project, we're working, we're making it better again, we have room to hire new people. Do you think they ever reach back out and go like, hey, we know there were layoffs a while back, I don't know if you're still looking, but we're ready to fill like your position again. Do you want to come back? Or you think they're just post the job, see who comes in? I'm sure that's a case-to-case basis, but I'm sitting here thinking about that as I'm reading this article.
I think the second option is probably more true to what's happening.
Yeah.
I like, if you're gonna track back and try to rehire people that you fired, like if I were one of the people who was fired, I'd be like, you better pay me enough.
Yeah.
You better have like a really attractive package that I could that would attract me to come back to this company.
Yeah. I can see that.
Like, yeah.
I think Maybe Telltale is like the example I try and think of where that studio closed, then they reopened it. But I think they initially did it with just like, who can we hire, as opposed to like bringing the staff back. And I think depending on how fast of a turnaround it is, right? Like if they have these layoffs and we're not getting new hires for another 2-3 years, I'm assuming these people aren't like immediately waiting around, but like, I'm sure they'll bring me back onto the team at some point. But yeah, just a thought-provoking conversation there. But yeah, layoffs suck. This is never great. I will say I do enjoy when, leader, CEO, whoever title is making such a tweet. It's just like, hey, look, if you're looking to hire, please hire these people. Like, we don't want to let them go. And this could always be publicity speak. You never know the person without knowing the person. So it could just be let's just make it seem like it's a cool little thing here. We're trying to be nice to our former employees, but I'm hoping it's genuine. I'm hoping it's like trying to get those connections and bring new people in, because you often hear the layoffs and less about the pickups from where they went, from where they were fired to where they are now. So I'm hoping this get filled quick.
Yeah. It, like, at the end of the article, it also says that 2024 has seen almost 13,000 developers and publishers lose their jobs.
Sure.
So I have my doubts that a lot of them will find another job within the industry.
Yeah.
It's like 13,000 is a lot.
It is. It's so many. And again, that's just 2024, because we know 2022, 2023 weren't great either. So stacking that up, I know there's a Bloomberg article somewhere where I'm sure Jason Schreier has been like, here's how many layoffs we've had so far in the last like decade. Shit. Microsoft laid off a further 650 Xbox staff on Thursday. Like last week, Thursday? Fucking hell.
Read the rest of that sentence.
Though no games have been canceled or studios have been closed at this time. The layoffs followed the 1,900 people who lost their jobs at the company in January this year. This means Microsoft has now laid off 2,550 staff members in the last year alone.
2,500.
Microsoft, what are we doing?
And that's the company. That's the company that like bought Blizzard for like I don't know how many billions.
Activision Blizzard was a lot, a lot. I think Bethesda was the 67 million, right? Fuck, man. I don't claim to understand the workings. I mentioned already, I'm not a business guy. I don't sit here and understand how it works. What I do know is watching tweets about these big paychecks going out to studio after studio to buy these things out. And no, I don't want games to be rushed out to be like, yes, we need to make the money back immediately that we just spent to buy these studios. That being said, I do have the fear every time I see an Xbox, because I don't think Xbox is putting out banger after banger at this moment. I'm looking forward to South of Midnight, Clockwork Revolution. Not really indie, but I'm excited for them. But seeing those, I'm hoping they succeed. I'm hoping they get some ground moving for Xbox so they stop firing people. It just looks so bad to spend all this money to be like, all right, we spent the money, but we can't make the overhead, so we have to let you go. So appreciate you coming over, but it's time for you to leave. Like, that shit sucks.
It does. It really does.
Fucking layoffs.
Yeah. Do you have any good news for us, Danny?
Nope, that's it. Everything is sad.
Okay. Cool.
I'm just kidding. Timestamp. We do have a little bit of good news here. This one is another Eurogamer piece coming from Vicky Blake. She out here taking over the show today. We have Human Fall Flat loves a fan-made VR mod so much that they bought it. A modder who's worked to turn cult hit. Let's try that one again. A modder who's worked to turn cult hit Human Fall Flat into a VR game has revealed that the creators of the game bought it. In a handful of tweets on X/Twitter, modder Rekuparda.
Yeah.
Modder Rekuparda said No Break Games was, quote, so excited about the mod that they are now releasing it as an official VR port. You might remember some videos of a Human Fall Flat VR mod and wondered why it was never released, said modder Rekuparda. I'm going to have to sound that out every single time. That's because the creators of the game bought it. They were so excited about it that they were now releasing an official VR port with the same concept. Then they adapted a video of their old mod to the message. So that's fun. Let me see. To clarify, I had no involvement in the actual development of this actual port, and neither did Flat 2 VR Studios, the modder added. They just bought all the rights to the concept and the code of the unfinished mod, which, to be honest, they didn't really need to do, and then did it all themselves. As yet, there's no formal release date for Human Fall Flat VR, but Steam hints it's coming soon, whilst the team itself tweeted that it will be available to purchase from the Meta Store, the PlayStation Store, or on Steam at launch. The idea of Human Fall Flat came at first via prototype developer Thomas Sakalowska. Yeah, all right. I'm good at this. One day I'll just rattle these names off. I'm going to have every name written down. Who had been commissioned to develop projects for Intel's RealSense camera, a high-end high-end Kinect effectively for the PC market. Yeah, that's it. Let's do that before I butcher more words. That's fun. That's fun. Yeah. I think in a world we have so many different mods that people put out, like the most recent one being like the Fallout London mod we talked about a few weeks ago. I think Nintendo's like the big culprit being like, mods, shut that shit down. You ain't us. You can't make our stuff. But I see other studios like, this is really cool. Like, how about we do this? And rather than being a thing of like, hey, let's just do the thing from the ground up and make it happen, feeling like, hey, you inspired us to do this, so like, let's get you in on, maybe not necessarily involved, unrelated, but I think back to like Bob's Burgers a while back. There was a fan who made an animation of like Bob's Burgers meets Archer, and like they drew the Archer characters in the Bob Burger style. There was a whole scene where the Archer cast came to the restaurant, and they're like, hey, this is pretty sick. You want a job? And they like hired him like as an animator. I'm like, that's so cool. That's cool. So in a great way, I would love to see like, hey, we hired this guy to come on and do stuff for us. But either way, also being like, hey, we're gonna pay you for the idea and the code and everything. To be like, cool, thanks. We're gonna make this. You made this happen, bud. I think it's pretty cool.
It is cool, and it's nice to see like more VR support.
Yeah,
because I have no idea how much money they're making from VR games. I'm doubting that it's that much, since it's quite an investment to make if you want a VR headset. But it's a cool thing, and it should be supported. There's one of the guys on the Eurogamer video team, Ian Hickton. Okay. He has a VR corner every Sunday, where he and usually he highlights mods, because there's more interesting mods than there have been official like AAA VR games.
I love that. So that's great. I'm a culprit. I had a PSVR 1. It's the only VR headset I've ever owned. I enjoyed it enough. It is currently sitting in a box in my closet. And every now and again, I'm like, I want to set that up, but not really. Like, I don't really want that up. But as I sit here, I'm like, I still haven't played Moss 2. I still haven't played Iron Man VR. I still haven't played there's some other one that I'm sure I'm sitting on that I have to play. And then I sit here and look at some of the PSVR 2 titles. I'm like, I really want to try that out, but the $400, $500 VR headset, I think
it's 500. Yeah.
I'm like, that's such a salty investment for like 3 games. Like, it's just a lot. And I know the argument is, do we put the time into making VR games that might not sell, but then the people who have VR have something to play? Or do we just put it out to pasture and be like, if someone happens to be working on one, maybe we'll take some ports? I think Sony should really step it up and reach out to more of these studios, or like Meta or everything, that have like exclusivity. Like, hey, what can we do to get something like Half-Life Alyx onto the PlayStation VR? I know it's a weird spot for it, but that's a VR game. That's something for people with VR to set. And even if you're not going to take a time to craft them and make them your own, get some VR games on the goddamn VR, so it's justifiable to buy. I'd say if I could get the VR knowing there's at least 20 games I could play with it, I think that would be worth my time. But right now, I think like there's 3 I would be remotely interested in playing. So most of which I could probably play on the PSVR 1. So
yeah, I think there's like that I think Sony released like something that makes it so that you can connect your PSVR 2 to Steam.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah.
But I watched a video of Ian Hickton trying to make it work, and it just would not connect.
No.
So, yeah.
I hate it. Yeah. Sony. Listen, you know I'm a Sony pony. I love you. I get the platinums. I play your exclusives. I buy all my games on PlayStation except when I get my Steam keys. Thank you guys very much for the keys. I appreciate them. But man, it might be time to just stop with VR right now. Either you stop or you go all in. We gotta pick a side, but we can't be right in this middle, pretend like we ain't doing it. You know what I mean? Come on, Sony. Come on. Yo, Gran Turismo VR, hold up. I just pull up the Sims, like, there's Beat Saber, yeah, FNAF, Resident Evil, Crossfire, Synapse, Ghostbusters, Among Us. Okay, anyway. Yeah. Human Fun Fact coming to VR, so if you're excited to... Ooh, that's gotta be a sore ending. I don't feel like I would vomit. I didn't really think about the logistics of that, of just being like, whoa, in VR. That sounds horrendous, but great. Oh, boy. But... timestamp. I closed the article. I'm gonna punch a wall. God damn it! I hit the wrong button. No. Okay, so I gotta add 25 minutes to the second set of timestamps. Not a problem. Not a problem. Not a problem. We're good. Anyway, time to the topic of the show. My phone's updating. My life's a mess today. So Tofr, last week, was that last week we talked about the PlayStation Pro? Week. Man, that feels like a decade ago.
Yeah.
There's been so many memes already. I was watching the Donkey video about the PlayStation 5 Amateur versus the PlayStation 5 Pro. I don't know if you've seen this video. It's great. He'll play like the PS5 version. He's like God of War Ragnarok. He's like, now play the PS5 regular. And it's like the same footage. He's like, oh, looks terrible. And then he'll like do other ones where he's like, Gran Turismo on the PS5 Pro. Now let's see it on the regular PS5. And they'll play like PS2 Gran Turismo, like, oh, it's hideous. And like, it's a great video. It's a fun one. Nice. I like Donkey. Donkey's good. But yeah, so we talked about the PS5 Pro last week. $700 console. Big old boy, upgrading the fidelity, the graphics, all the good stuff that gamers want. But for a $700 price point, that's a hefty buy. I think an audience of people who may not have the PS5 yet, they're like, I'm kind of there for the specs. This might be for you. But if you're looking to upgrade, might not be the move. But you know what might be the move, Tofr?
Tell me.
A $700 indie bundle. That's right, everybody. We are making a fictional bundle of $700 worth of indie games that you could pick up by going to Steam and adding each one to your cart individually and spending $700 on games for your PC, as opposed to buying this new console that really doesn't have a lot of new exciting games to play with. But you know what is exciting? Old indie games that you haven't played yet. So Tofr and I each took the time this week and built individual bundles equating to about $350 each, give or take a $50 price point here, but taxes, to build a $700 indie game bundle. I still don't entirely know how we're going to handle this quite yet. I guess I could pull up the list here and see what I have, or you can start listing your games and we could just put the prices next to them and yeah. You want to talk about games?
We should go. I think we should go with your list first.
Okay, we can
Since
do that.
you have like a spreadsheet. I have
I did
notes.
I did come prepared. I did do the doc here. I threw that together. So I called this Danny's PS5 bundle games, right? So I put that on there. I had a list of each game with a few things that are important to note. We did not include any sale prices. We made sure we put all the full value on here. Most of these games I listed were on sale. But then it like really broke the thing, because then if I make it a $700 bundle, then you go to buy it, and then all of a sudden you're like, uh-oh, the game's not on sale anymore, Danny. This isn't what you... deal with it. Full price. And then if it's on sale, lucky you. Here we go. However, as I go through, I built a bundle that currently sits at $354.84 out of my desired $350 for my half, but that's okay. Tofr did worse. But to start off, I had to be
call out.
I mean, less of a call out, more just like, do some math. The euros and everything is crazy. But I started with one that could not have gone without being on this list, and that was Celeste. I know we both included that one on our lists. 1999, amazing 2D platformer, needs to be in like everybody's Steam library if it's not already. And that one's on sale like a few months ago for like $2, I think, at one point. And I was like, if you didn't grab it then, now you gotta spend $20 till it's on sale again. I also included Hades, $24.99, Superliminal, another great first-person puzzle game that I love for $19.99. I included Shovel Knight, specifically the Treasure Trove edition. So you're getting 4 campaigns, a Smash Bros mode, a bunch of customizations. This is all pre-deluxe edition, which will have even more stuff. That one's $39.99. Another banger for me, Cuphead, $19.99. And then I started hitting some of my like Game of the Year top 5 contenders over the last couple years. Dredge, $26.99. Cult of the Lamb, $24.99. Cocoon, $24.99. I included both Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori Will of the Wisp for $19.99 and $29.99 respectively. Not one for me, but one I know my community loves. Deep Rock Galactic, $29.99. Before Your Eyes, one that made me bawl like a baby, $9.99. Death's Door, $19.99. A Short Hike, $7.99. Inscription, $19.99. And Journey, $14.99. All ending up to my $3.50 there. So, you know, I'm kind of putting in the work.
Damn.
Yeah. Now,
I had to cross some off my list.
okay, how many crossovers do we have? How many were like, oh, I had that one already?
Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6.
Okay, not too bad.
Yeah.
All right, so
But you will have to add mine to your spreadsheet so we
I
can
just do that. Knuckles
do
are
the
ready.
maths automatically.
Yeah, so hold on. If I do this, let me do this. So if I do these, hold on. So if I go here, and then I do, hold on, equal sum, right? And then parentheses, if I do E2 colon, let's do E, how many games you say? Like 20, 21?
I don't know. I don't remember.
All right, well, let's say, so 20.
Let's see.
So each E21. Let's do that. So E21. And,
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. And then if I do 20. Okay, cool. So all right. Okay. We're ready, team.
Okay,
We're ready.
Cool.
We're ready.
Cool. Let me start out with Balatro for $14.
There it is. 14
Hey,
now.
like-
I guess 14. 13.99. 14.99. We're good. I got it. We'll figure it out.
I round it up when it's
Okay.
a point 99. I don't believe in that.
Fair enough. I want full
Okay.
prices, so I'll do 13.99.
Okay.
Actually, no. I'll just do the 14. I'll do 14. No decimal points. Those are for the week. Don't look at my list.
I can't remember. Did you include Firewatch?
I did not include Firewatch because I knew you would.
Okay. That's 1950 and euros.
50, $20. Easy round up.
Then I've got Papers, Please, which is $9.75.
Another one. I was like, Tofr, put that.
Yeah.
$10.
Slay the Princess, because we needed a horror game.
I'm glad so many right now. I'm just like, I think Tofr will put that one. I won't worry about it right now.
I think most of my games will be like that.
Yeah.
That one's $17.50.
Okay, so I'll do 18.
Slay the Spire.
Yep. Another
Slay the
one.
Spire, which is 23.
23.
Stardew Valley.
Okay, honestly. Forgot
For
it
like the
existed.
5 people who still don't own that game.
Forgot it existed, won't lie.
That
I did
one's
nothing
14.
started. 14, okay.
Yeah. What Remains of Edith Finch.
Oh, thank God. I was like, who? I was like, I think Tofr remains. Edith Finch. Let's do that. Bet. What's she running?
18.50.
18.50. 19.
Yeah. Undertale,
Okay.
which is $10.
$10.
Yeah.
Damn, $10 for Undertale.
Like one that's gonna have plenty of value for like the amount of money you pay for it. Vampire Survivors for $5.
Baby, been playing that. Good game. Fun game, guys.
Yeah. Then I've got Hollow Knight.
Okay. Whew.
Yeah.
Whew.
I went for the classics.
Yeah, I got you.
That's $14.79.
It is. So they're hidden behind me. I had a few games on here that I was like,
Okay.
I didn't include them, and in case we had any crossover that had to be like, we got to mix these around and find new ones to put in there. So Hollow Knight was in that list. I was like, either Tofr put it, or we got to find a spot for it somewhere. But like, I'll leave the room.
Okay. Next up, I've got Spiritfarer.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. More crying.
I love crying.
More crying for $29.
That's a little saltier than I thought, but I'll take it.
Yeah. Untitled Goose Game
Okay.
for $19.
19, baby.
And this one, it's not one I enjoy, but it's a classic. Hotline Miami,
Okay. I see you.
which is only $9.75. So
Damn, good game. Let's go. $10.
it's a good deal. Then another game that is just universally praised, Outer Wilds,
Yeah. Gotta get
for
back to it.
23.
23? Are they gonna give me the
Yeah.
right copy on the physical disc or not?
How much space do I still have?
Good question. Here, so we have the 6 spots here, but we could do more math.
No, I mean like price wise.
Oh, well,
because
that's
we
fine.
can't go over the 700.
So let me do this. So if I go here, if I do equals sum, parentheses, I need B20. Oh God, how do I do this? Do I just like put it next to it, and then I don't know how to do formulas good, and then E22. Is that where I'm at? I do that, and then bam. Not applicable. I don't know how to do this fucking formula. Do I have to do? Because we do the colon, it's got everything in between. So I do this, and then I do period, and then I do. I hate spreadsheets. These are dumb. Maybe just a comma.
I think you can just click both cells, so and it does
do that. Okay, and then bam. Ah, you smart. But it didn't do it. It didn't do it.
Oh.
But it's gotta put B2. I want B20. That's right. All right, there we go. We're at 583.84.
Oh, that's plenty. That's
we got
plenty.
We got room.
Look at the list we already have, and we still have
$120 to spend, baby.
Yeah. All right. Another one that isn't really my cup of tea, but I had to include is Terraria.
Okay, I see you.
Which is $9.75.
I'll go 10 on that bad boy.
Then I've got
3.
Then I have The Binding of Isaac Rebirth.
Oh God, who's playing that? Where Daphne? Is that you again?
It's $15 for like thousands of hours of gameplay.
Yeah, it sure is, isn't it? Damn. All right, we hit the $608. We have $100 left to spend.
Damn.
But honestly, again, taxes. We got to talk about the disc drive, the extra $80 disc drive. So wiggle room. You
know? Next up, I've got Unpacking.
Oh yes, thank God.
Which is $20 bucks.
Bet.
Then I've got Super Hot.
Super Hot.
Which is $22.50.
Okay, so do 23.
I have Baba Is You.
Ooh, okay. Baba Is You. It's a great one.
That's $12.50.
So 13.
Do you have any on your spares list that you still want to add?
So on my spares list, I have Sea of Stars, Overcooked 2, and Super Meat Boy.
Okay.
If I had to fight for any of those, as much as I would want to put Sea of Stars, I think if we're talking like the must-play indie bundles, I would include either Overcooked or Super Meat Boy. Okay. Also, the price a little bit lower for both of those. So I forgot Sea of Stars is a $35 game, which well worth it. But you're such in the spot where like indies are $20, and then when they're not $20, you're like, oh damn, okay.
That's true. I left one big one off the list that was $40.
Helldivers 2. Yeah, I get.
No, it's Disco Elysium.
Damn, that's $40. Okay.
Yeah, it is, and it's worth the money. But
yeah.
The devs, like the people who now make money from the game, aren't the people who made the game.
Oh no shit.
I don't like that, and I don't want to add it to the list because of that.
Valid.
Even though it's a really good game, but like,
fuck Disco Elysium. Don't even bother with it. Yes. All right. Let me throw on Overcooked. Overcooked 2 for I'll put my $24.99. That puts us at $689.83. This spreadsheet is a mess. So let me do this. Let's do this. If I do another section, right, where I take all these, if I do equals sum of I got this. I need G2 through G, where am I at? 23. Ba-boom, right? Fuck. And then what I have to do is make this, what is the spot? That's G24. So if I go in here, right, and put another comma, G24, quick maths. I can't wait to give this spreadsheet to someone that is just completely like, what is this organization? So let's see. So we have $689.83. If we put on Super Meat Boy, right, for the $14.99, that puts us at $704.83. So hold on. The PS5 is a fucking update. What is $699.99? Was the how they had that listed? All right, let's go. Sorry, guys. We're also doing euros and dollars here. We're gonna mix it up. It's Tofr to be all like, "Oh, Belgium, yay!" So if we do taxes on just the console, right? We're talking $741.99 is like our total there. So really, if we're not doing the disk drive, we still have about what did we update it? I needed the calculator. Make the most of this in every update by auto installing the best. No, because then you do it at like fucking 4 a.m. and then my alarm doesn't go off. Stop. Anyway, okay. So hold on. So we got about $30 here to futz with.
Okay.
Do we have any other indies we got to throw on there? I'm sure there's some I'm not thinking of. Like I could do Katana Zero.
For $20, I can give you Night in the Woods.
Ooh, Night in the Woods. I see it. I see Night in the Woods. Whatever Katana Zero, Tofr? Are we serious here? I lost Steam. Here it is. I'm like, I had Steam. And then I minimized OBS, and now I'm all messed up. It's fine. That shouldn't have messed with the video. All right, so A Night in the Woods, $19.99. So let's do this. In the Woods, $19.99. That puts us at $724.81. And I said, how much? Check back later. Let me have my calculator. 721. And then I think
741.
Yes. Katana Zero, $14.99, which means put Katana Zero, $14.99. That puts us at $739.80. We have about $2 left. I need a $2 indie game.
$2 indie game.
I don't know if I know any.
I think 5 is the minimum that I know of.
There's gotta be. I'm sitting here. I'm like, what can I get on the App Store? What's a 99-cent game?
Let me check. I have like my list of essentials that I talked to you about.
There's a game called One Ride. Bundle. There's a game called One Ride. It's $1.99. It does not look good. It's got mostly mixed reviews. 211. What is a roguelike? Indie arcade shooter. Okay, pretend we didn't talk about.
No, listen. We made this list so we can offer people this bundle, and they still have $2 to spare.
Exactly, guys. You could save $2 from getting a PlayStation 5 with. Oh God! If this was an order, I could count 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, right? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39 games. Okay. See, now the thing is that we're right there by 40. I feel like we just like, get a bundle of 39 games for the price of a PlayStation 4. Now, fuck.
They get $39.99 games.
$39.99 games for the price of a PlayStation 5 Pro. I was praying, I'm like, there's no chance. Like, what if Pizza Tower is like $2? It's not. It's certainly not.
I think I might have some $5 games left. Hang on.
Okay.
Let me check. How about $7? Could you live with $7?
Okay. I mean, yeah, a little over tax, but you know what? We could work with it. What do we got?
I can give you either Monument Valley.
Okay.
Or what was I thinking of? Rusty's Retirement.
Oh yeah, Rusty. We're taking Rusty. Sorry, Monument Valley. You're important and all, but now it puts it at 746. Let me highlight this box so in case anyone's just like, Danny, I don't know what I'm looking at here. You're the red box, white font. Bam. That's our total. What a messed up spreadsheet. Oh. So
but that's a good bundle.
It's a great bundle. It's a great bundle. But like, I'm thinking we don't want to be the indie liars. And they're like, for the price, someone goes, they do, what's the price of a PlayStation 5 Pro? And they're like, all right, cool. $741.99. I got that. They run in with their exact change. They mowed their lawns. They sold their lemonade. And when they go up, and the guy at the register is like, I'm sorry, kid, you're $5 short. Now they have to run out to the car and ask them on for $5. And I'm like, oh no, I'm so sorry.
You wanted it to get to 40 games.
I did. I do.
We can get rid of something if you want.
But I don't want to. I like these games. All right, chat. In very fine print on whatever advertisement you saw for this PlayStation 5 Pro equivalent bundle, it does say, make sure you ask your mom for an extra $5 because there's tax. It's important to note. There's extra tax. But also you could be like, also euros, and like we did round up a lot. So maybe the actual, yeah, never mind. We're good. We don't need the extra $5 because of all the change in the cents that we have where we rounded up. Yeah, we're fine. They'll probably actually be owed money.
The thing is, all of these games, all of them go on sale so regularly.
Yeah.
That you're not gonna pay full price for any of them.
Exactly.
So you're gonna like, if you get this, you could probably get this bundle at half this price.
I can't. The spreadsheet sucks. It's such an ugly spreadsheet. It's so bad. I'm gonna tweet this out on. I'm gonna tweet this out on Thursday with the episode, and just be like, "How do you organize your spreadsheets?" So I had to do like the red marker where like this total here, this total here, this total here, all adds up to this. Like, what are you doing? Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. That's great. It was awesome. What else did we talk about? Any of them in particular? I mean, most of the games that we've talked about a lot, or people are familiar with, or it's hard to be like, what games have you guys never heard of?
I think we went with mostly classics.
Yeah,
that people will have heard of. I didn't like. There are a couple of games that are like my favorites that I just didn't include, even though I think they deserve a spot on this list.
Yeah,
but it's hard. Like when I drew up my initial list, I told you about this.
Yeah,
I had about 1,100 euros worth of games, and I felt like all of them were essentials.
Yeah.
So.
Do you have that list? Do you have some of the other ones you were like, in case none of these suit your fancy? Yeah, what else got on there?
Of course I have that list.
Go full screen for me while I organize. I'm not gonna organize. I don't feel like
Gone Home isn't on our list.
I thought about putting that one, and then again with the assumption, I'm like, I assume Tofr's gonna put Firewatch, and I think I would. I've said before I haven't gone back and played Gone Home yet since like I understood the walking sim and I still have to do that. But I'm still like, I think I would prefer Firewatch over Gone Home. But yeah, Gone Home is another one that I was like rattling around.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm not going to name all of them, but like Citizen Sleeper is one that got a lot of critical acclaim as well.
Yep.
Return of the Obra Dinn.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
That's another classic that I didn't include. I like for some of the games I wanted to only include one game per developer.
Yeah.
So for example, with Return of the Obra Dinn, I already included Papers, Please.
Yeah.
I was like, if people like Papers, Please, they might like Obra Dinn, but then they
can
find out by themselves.
I don't think I preferred Obra Dinn, even though I remember when I reviewed it, I was like, a little bit of chuffed with some of these things. I'm like, I don't really love this part all that much, but like all this considered, I'm like, damn, I don't think I finished it either. I think I like got close to the end and like something else came out and I was like, I'll get back to this. And then I think it got pushed off my menu on the PlayStation, so I forgot it was there. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh shoot, I could finish Obra Dinn.
What else do I have here? I have Donut County.
Oh, that's a banger. What's that guy run?
That's a banger.
How much is Donut County?
It's $12. All
right, we're getting rid of Stardew Valley. we're putting in Donut County instead.
Damn.
That was a great one. You know the dev from Donut County went on to make Neon White?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Ben Esposito, I believe, is the last name. Yeah. Homie was just like, I'll make a cute game and I'll make Neon White.
I have so many bangers left, like Thomas Was Alone, which is
classic,
pretty important one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Power Wash Simulator,
another banger. What if we drop Slay the Spire?
No. I've got Gris.
Okay. I scrolled past that one. I was like, maybe that was a maybe come back to. And I think I'm just like, but Neva's. I think got a date, right? I think it's coming out in October.
Yeah, 15th. Yeah. The week of Next Fest.
Fuck. That's not good. Okay, shit. No. All right. It's okay.
I still have some classics like Faster Than Light, Into the Breach, Hyper Light Drifter.
Yeah.
This little game you might not know, Moonlighter. I still have Minute.
I didn't include Moonlighter. How did I not include Moonlighter?
You didn't. Risk of Rain 2. Immortality.
Hold on. I can't move on.
There's so many bangers.
I can't move on. Moonlighter. 1999. Hold on. Something's coming off. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Not Death's Door. Not Inscription. Shit.
Yeah, what are you gonna take away?
I'm trying to find another one that's 1999 that I could just be like, boom, switch it. But as I look, I'm like, 1999? Oh, Inscription. I can't get rid of that. Death's Door? No. I'm half tempted to just drop the first Ori for Moonlighter, so they just play the second one. My heart says Superliminal, but I don't want to drop Superliminal for Moonlighter. If I was dropping a puzzle for a puzzle, I would be like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Shit.
What are you gonna drop?
I'm gonna drop Binding of Isaac, honestly.
Oh wow. You can't. That one is just way too much.
I guess.
Like, you can get way too many hours out of it.
Yeah. You know what? I got this. I'm gonna save him money. Hold on. No one likes Deep Rock Galactic anyway. So Moonlighter, 1999. That gave us an extra $10.
Oh.
No, it did not. It gave us an extra $5.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, dude. No one even likes Deep Rock Galactic. One of my mods pop was like, "How could you take this away from me?" Fuck! How did I not put Moonlighter?
I don't know.
That was devastating for me.
It's a banger.
It is. It is. Oh damn! Okay, you got another $5 ones in there.
$5. Let me check.
Or 7, I guess. I mean, whatever we can work with.
Well, we still have Monument Valley that we could add.
Never heard of it. Next.
Okay.
I want to like. I wish the library would show the price next to it so I could scroll through the things I have. I could be like, oh yeah, I love this one.
I'm not. Thomas Was Alone is $8.
I'm totally down for that. Hold on, let's do this. So Thomas Was Alone, 8.
Yeah.
Puts us at, so we're $3 over. But again, we gotta account for the change because we did just round up all the euros, which I wanted to take the time to do the actual math, but Tofr's like, no, euros are easy. Just and I said, wow, okay, whatever you want to do. So if you didn't see decimal points, you're all like, Danny, the decimals. Not my fault. Not my fault. I'm done with Thomas. Hold on, I'll throw this back up here. Okay. I would love anyone who's just like, Danny, I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know what I'm looking at. This is great. This is awesome. This is incredible. Oh, shit. Yes, let's go. Just scrolling through Steam to see if there's anything else I'd be like, Kentucky Route Zero? No.
I thought of including that one.
I did put a lot of like recent ones in. I was going down kind of thinking of like what are the old, like older games put on. But I was like, Tofr might have that covered. I think that was probably my main. I'm like, if we're talking the older ones, Tofr's going to have them. So mine, I think my oldest one might be 2017.
Okay.
I think with the short hike.
Okay.
I think it's, from my initial list. No, sorry, Journey's on there. So that was like 2013, I think. But
my oldest one is Thomas Was Alone from 2012.
Yeah. Be even going through those, be like, cool, we got these. As I'm scrolling through, I didn't include Wild Frost, which as much as I wanted to, I was like, let's work around with it. But also, if you're going through, because again, we talked about this either last week or we were just chatting. I forget if it was on the actual episode. But saying how Steam doesn't have like a curated like build your own bundle type deal, where like if I was to be like, I like these games, and I threw them into like this is a Danny approved bundle. And someone's like, I want to have the exact same library Danny has. I want every recommendation Danny wants. If I could throw together in like a wish list that I could share, and someone could like copy that wish list to their cart and then just check out. Granted, that's more just to waste your money if you're not looking what's actually in there. But I think that'd be a cool feature to have for Steve. Just being like, what's in my friend's stuff, and like, ooh, he likes this, Maybe a little kickback. I'm just saying, Steam, a little creator code would be cool. CGDannyB, check out. Epic has it. Why don't you?
Yeah.
Crush House, another one. I have an update. Actually, yeah, update. Oh man. Any other thoughts on our PS5 Pro indie bundle?
I think we have way more value than that console does.
Absolutely, we do. Absolutely,
Yeah.
we do. I guess one more time to run through it to see what the ultimate indie bundle is that is better than a PS5 Pro. You're grabbing Celeste, Hades, Superliminal, Shovel Knight, Cuphead, Dredge, Cult of the Lamb, Cocoon, Ori and the Blind Forest, Ori and Will of the Wisp, Moonlighter, Before Your Eyes, Death's Door, A Short Hike, Inscription, Journey, Balatro, Firewatch, Papers, Please, Slay the Princess, Slay the Spire, Stardew Valley, What Remains of Edith Finch, Undertale, Vampire Survivors, Hollow Knight, Spiritfarer, Untitled Goose Game, Hotline Miami, Outer Wilds, Terraria, Binding of Isaac, Unpacking, Super Hot, Baba Is You, Overcooked 2, Super Meat Boy, Night in the Woods, Katana Zero, Rusty's Retirement, and Thomas Was Alone for a nice $744.80, give or take some cents because euros. But there you have it. The ultimate indie list, which I have my recommended. These are, I didn't do Sea of Stars. Everything else got it but Sea of Stars. All right, guys, save an extra $34 for Sea of Stars while you're at it. Just, yeah, it's not in the list, but we'll work with it. And there we have it. Ba-boom. Timestamp. Now, it's about time we talk about what we've been playing, but first, if you didn't notice my beautiful red hoodie, and if you're on Spotify, you wouldn't have seen it, I'm sorry. We're checking out that I'm the Mayor shirt, and that's a reminder, you gotta buy some merch. So here's other Danny telling you about that. This episode of Playlog is brought to you by My Freaking Merch. So I'm really bad at reminding you guys about this, but I've got merch. Always in a mood where you don't feel like giving it your all? Be sure to grab the Just Quit apron. Or perhaps you're an Animal Crossing fan and you've seen my Mad Skills as Villager. Welcome. Where you going? Oh, that's right! I'm the mayor! I'm the mayor! Then you can pick up the I'm the Mayor hoodie. Or maybe you just discovered the channel through this episode of Playlog right here, and you really like indie games just like us. Then feel free to snag the Playlog podcast t-shirt. I'm really bad at taking the time to come up with new merch ideas because I don't sell a lot of merch, but I also don't plug it very much, so it's this vicious cycle at the end of the day. So if you want to help support the channel, be sure to head over to shop.spreadshirt.com/CGDannyB and pick up your merch today. And if you want to take a nice selfie and tag me in it on Instagram or Twitter or whatever other social media sites are out there, I'll repost it because you're a badass and you deserve it. So once again, be sure to check out shop.spreadshirt.com/CGDannyB or check out the link in the description and get your Nomi flavored merch today. Anyway, now that we're back, because Tofr had to go take a massive dump. It's been about 40 minutes. It's fine. It's all
I
good.
didn't want to brag, but
I was excited about what I was making in there. I mean, you know, I guess we're fine. Let's see. Tofr, do you want to start by telling us what you've been playing? Do you want to start one way or the other? Yeah, you got your three on here.
I've got 3 games that I played this week.
You do.
The first one is Caravan Sandwich.
Woo! Let's go, baby.
Oh yeah. It's a beautiful semi-open world game in which you return to your home planet because you got an emergency message from your sister who went missing 6 years ago.
Oh no, sister.
Yeah. You travel across this pretty deserted planet using your trusty van, and the traversal is an absolute delight. Like,
okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah, it's so much fun to just drive around, climb stuff. It plays beautifully.
Hell yeah.
The vibe is exquisite as well. The combination of like these gorgeous visuals with the great gameplay and the amazing soundtrack by Antinomy.
Ooh, okay.
is I could spend like an entire day just hanging out in this game for real. It's such a fun time.
Hell yeah. I'm excited. It looks great.
Yeah, it does. And like most of the gameplay is basically fetch quests.
Okay.
With some light puzzle elements where you have to use certain attachments to your van to progress to like previously unreachable areas. And it's all like, it feels like you don't have to do anything, but you do it because you want to.
Okay.
Even though you're like looking for your sister and stuff. But...
yeah, very just free. Just look around like, I'll find sis eventually. But right now, there's a little frog over there, and I gotta chat with him for a second.
Well, the thing is, like, there's no timers here, so you can take as long as you want with everything that you do.
Love it.
There's no combat or deaths. It's such a chill time. I think I played for about 7 hours.
Okay.
To complete the game. I didn't finish all of the side quests, but I finished most of them. But yeah, it's 7 hours that I would gladly give again.
Hell yeah. I was telling you before when you had it on the list, I was like, this is one that's been advertised to me on the PlayStation itself for like the week that it's been out. Where like I finished Black Myth Wukong and it was just like awesome. Now you open the menu, Caravan Sandwich is pretty cool. It's out. I'm like, I know. I'll get to that. I got to do something else first. And then like I'll open the PlayStation Store and it's just like games for you. Caravan Sandwich. You in now? So this is one that I got to get to sooner than later. But as of recording, Plucky Squire just dropped. So you know, I did have a question because I put out my indie like, hey, these games released today, and I put the Caravan Sandwich one out. And somebody commented like, are you sure she's a witch from the beginning? And I was like, I don't have the answer to that. So as far as the witch part of the Caravan Sandwich, are you a witch? Or like, is that just the like, where's the witch come in? What's the witch part?
How do I say this without spoiling things? You noticed the mysterious figure in the trailer that pops up once in a while?
Yeah.
That's the sandwich.
Got it. We got it. Bet. Hell yeah. Cool. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Then I might have either phrased something wrong or read something wrong on the Steam page and I made that video because someone's like, are you sure she's a witch? I'm like, maybe. I don't know. I haven't played yet. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Yeah. We'll find out.
The fun thing is, like, what I really liked is how everyone thought the main character was Lois from Family Guy.
It's so good.
And that tweet reached like 140,000 people.
Oh yeah, dude. They pop off. I hope this game oversold just because everyone's just like, wait a minute, Family Guy? I want to play a Family Guy game. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
I was going through I closed the video. I had a comment. I put out my, hey guys, the Plucky Squire dropped today video. And someone, I thought it was like a hate comment, totally unrelated to Caravan Sandwich now. But like, wait, the bad guy doesn't want to be the bad guy. And the good guy is trying to force himself back to being evil and getting beat up. So it's Wreck-It Ralph. I'm like, oh, huh. Guess so. Oh, no. I guess so. Wreck-It Ralph, Plucky Squire, same thing. But yeah, no, I definitely want to hop into Caravan Sandwich like super soon. I'm sitting here, I'm streaming Plucky Squire. So yeah, the day this comes out, Thursday. So I should be going live the moment this episode drops. So if you've been listening at launch, I should be live over on Twitch playing. But I'm sitting here, I'm like, ooh, do I wait till Thursday and I can play Caravan Sandwich like now and kind of hold off until Thursday when I start the game? So that might be the move.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, but I also have like,
I mean,
the whiteboard.
Like, I'm not gonna spoil anything here, but I'm just gonna say this game easily makes it into my top 10 of the year.
Oh man, I think as I sit here and look at the redhead character in green, and I'm like, man, I did play Dungeons of Hinterberg earlier this year, and like, with that, I'm like, am I gonna have two of like similar looking characters in my Game of the Year conversation of Caravan Sandwich and Dungeons of Hinterberg? That's really funny to me. Shit. How much does this one run? Is 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70,
let me check.
80, 90?
2250.
Okay. Not bad. I'm gonna see if I got stars points.
That's with the discount on Steam.
Oh, yep. I do see that. I have the PlayStation Plus one over here. I'll see if I can get a coupon with my PlayStation Stars points and get that. Try and get a platinum, you know. But hell yeah. Let me time set that. Do you want to talk about Pyrene first, and then I can do my game, and then back to yours? I don't know if I'm saying the game right. Pyrene?
Sure. Yeah, Pyrene.
Okay, cool.
Pyrene.
We'll pull up that Steam page.
So I adored Two Tiny Dice's previous game, Forward Escape the Fold. Mm-hmm. And I was really interested in seeing how they evolved that game's gameplay into something more.
Okay.
Basically, it's a kind of roguelike deck builder, but it doesn't play like any of the traditional games within the genre.
Yeah.
Slate Spires or stuff like that. Your character is one of a number of cards on the board, and depending on the amount of health you have, you will do that much damage to cards that you attack.
Okay.
Obviously, they have their own amount of health and damage that they will do to you in return. The deck building aspect comes into play with the other cards on the board. These can be weapons, healing items, or a number of other things, and you get to influence which cards will appear and how many of them as well.
Okay.
Doing all of this, you explore dungeons, trying to collect wood to rebuild your destroyed home village. The different buildings in your village will give you more and more things to play around with, altering every single playthrough with different items, people to meet, and more. There are also different characters to play as, giving even more variation to a game that's already full of it. It's an addicting time.
Okay.
I already have, like, it's not that much yet. I have 5 hours in, I think, at the time.
Okay.
At the time of recording, but it's not gonna stay at 5 hours.
Yeah, that's not the jump up.
Yeah, it's cool because you have like the deck building aspect, but then it's also like a kind of puzzle to solve. Like, which cards do I take on? Which cards do I leave? It's an it's a really interesting take on the deck building genre.
Okay, hell yeah. I remember we talked about this a little bit last week. It was in the like indie releases, and I was like, I don't think I know this when we pulled it up. And yeah, it just looks like it'll itch that like laying in bed, Steam Deck in hand, like bounce around, do what I got to do to play type deal. Yeah, and it looks great. I'm super into it. I like the cast right now, where I'm seeing just the variety and who the characters are, but then I'm like, I can't wait to see. I keep using the stone monsters in there. There's this Hydra. There's this little weasel looking guy that I keep seeing scurrying around. I'm like, hold on, I like all these little characters.
Yeah, it's really well done. Like, there's a whole story, and I've barely scratched the surface of that story, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm really excited to dive in even more.
Let's do it, dude. This looks great. This looks fun. What's this guy run on Steam? Let's see, 15. So yeah, 12 right now on sale. It's a good one. Also, similar games. If you guys like hearing us talk about Balatro and Wild Frost, similar games, right? Yeah, and a demo you can play.
Yeah. Try it out, and if you like this kind of gameplay, really go back to Forward Escape the Fold as well.
Yeah,
that's a really fun one too.
Hell yeah. Tofr.
Danny.
There's a game that came out this past week called Star Trucker.
Yeah.
I was very excited for this game. I thought it looked fun. I thought it looked goofy. I thought it'd be a chill time. And though I can't sit here and say this game is bad, I can say this game is not for me. I can say I'm not feeling it. So I streamed this yesterday as of recording. I did a whole funny thing. I had the flannel on. I got the trucker hat. I was doing this whole thing. It was a good time. I did the whole stream with like the trucker accent. Nice. As you start, your truck's damaged. They start the tutorial basically being like, climb out of the hull, go up, repatch the ship so the oxygen isn't getting out, etc. Then you drop off your first thing of cargo, and then you're like, cool, go to this place, pick up some quests, and do your thing. That part was all fine and dandy. It's a little weird to maneuver because you kind of drive yourself forward, but you're in space. So sometimes, like you can see here in the footage, I'm like, my exhaust pipes are like stuck on the thing, so I have to back up and curve myself. But this damaged my car more than I realized. So later on, like there's a point where like I'm flying towards my objective and I just pass out because all the oxygen escaped from my ship. When that happens, they have to like haul your ship back to like a repair station. You get charged for it. You have like a $5,000 like overdraft like comfort zone where like, it cost me $2,500. So like the company will take care of me. But if I crash 2 more times and I owe $7,500, like I'm in debt, so I can buy essentials. But if I want to customize my car, if I want to buy some extra like goodies, like I can't do that because I'm in debt. So I have to get out that debt before I can do the fun stuff again. So as much as all that sounds fun and I want to enjoy that part, the controls weren't doing it for me. I've said many times before that like space travel is not my thing. No Man's Sky space travel, Star Wars Squadron type, like where they put me in the ship and have me fly, the thing that made me put down Outer Wilds, like this was that. And I was hoping this would take it away, and it did not. I was like, more space travel. I hate this. There were a lot of things and throughout my stream. Part of my complaint, I will say, is chat's fault. Because there were a lot of things that I will couple with the game does not teach you. It is a lot of like figure out what you have to do, and like as you're driving, like you have all these different places to put power cells in your truck. There's not a very clear guide. Once you understand, like you know where it is, it makes sense where it's at. But when you're just thrown in like, oh my god, the power cell's weak in the gravitron, like what the fuck does that mean? Where do I have to go? And I'm grabbing this cell and I'm running around my ship trying to find it. For once, like after like 10 minutes, somebody in my chat who's been playing is like, oh, it's under the stairs, which I'm like, oh, okay. So I go to the stairs. There's a gate you have to lift up. You replace the battery and then you're good. I never would have found that unless someone told me, which I'm like, I'm in a case where I'm playing on stream. I lucked out that someone was there. If I was playing this on my own and that was my struggle, I would have turned this game off long before that. Because I would have been like, I can't find what I'm looking for. I still think there's a cool thing here. I think if you like truck simulators, stuff like that, you could really get into this, and I think you could find that love. I think after my 2 hours, I was going to play this for 3 hours. After the 2, I'm like, I think I'm done. I don't think I want to play this anymore. I don't want to have any more of this in my life. When the game starts, like, they kind of like, hey, here's the station you got to dock in, and you can upgrade or buy stuff for your ship and whatever. And I did that. So throughout the entire game, I'm trying to back into everything. When chat's like, you don't have to back into stuff. I'm like, the game kind of establishes that I need to back into places. If I want to attach things, I want to grab cargo, I want to drop off cargo, I can either pull through and then go. But also, if I'm not in open space, I have to kind of like steer myself straight up. So as I detach, I just take the car and like fly up and then turn again and go back. So very like not truck-like, which I guess makes sense because you're in space. But like there's probably maybe 15 minutes of me trying to back this car in because I can't line it up properly to latch it. Because it is either go forward, turn and dive like this, or rotate the car left and right. But I can't just go up and down. I kind of have to go forward, readjust and everything. So another way where I'm just like, trucking? Nah, never a career choice for me. I think I'm good. And I think my other major complaint was in this hub area, there's just a big old field of debris in the middle. If you fly through that, it chunks the health of your car, which is one of the things you're like, run out of oxygen and get teleported. This game does not introduce you that there are highways you can take. They're there, and there's structures. And again, one of those things, like once I knew they were there, it makes sense that's where I needed to go. But as I sat there, this game didn't go, oh, if you look over here, you're going to see the traffic sign. This is the path you want to take, which I know sounds so dumb to be like, Danny, why would you not take the car on the streets? But then I'm also like, suspend disbelief. I'm in space. I'm driving my car through space. The Milky Ways, the blah, 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 blah. Like, when I open the map and it's like, cool, you want to pick up a new quest? It's right over there. And if I look, I want to beeline it straight there. There is no like GPS that goes like, if you take this road and you come out on this side, you come out to where you need to be. So until I got to the end of the stream where someone's like, yeah, the roads are right there. And like, there's no blue strip of energy that looks like it's a road. There are like kind of gateways, but they look like they're just sections of the buildings until you really look at it. So like, it was one of those things, I think if I was given a proper tutorial, like I wanted this one to hold my hand. I wanted this game to be like, hey, Danny, when you get in the car, get on that road. And then once I get there, I know that there's roads to travel on, etc. Without that, I was just like, there's my objective. Let me beeline towards it. And that was most of my experience. Every time I'm like, how do I do this thing? I don't know. If chat wasn't explained to me, I was lost. So I think if that gets added and implemented I played on recommended, there's an easier mode. And I'm wondering if easy mode was just like turn off all the dumb damage, all that stuff and just like explore. That probably would have been it. I probably wouldn't go for that. But what I had played, I was like, I don't care what difficulty. I just don't even want to try it. So that ended up being my experience with Star Trucker. Once again, I don't think this is a bad game. I think like there's a lot of quality in it. I just think as someone who like wanted a little more like guidance as far as what I was doing while I was playing, like I did not get that here. I didn't get what I needed to enjoy this game myself. And I think I'm good. I'm going to shelf that one and move on to the next thing.
Okay. I'm really surprised that they like failed to like teach you how to play the game. I was hoping I was getting a similar vibe from this game, like Hard Space Shipbreaker.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that has a really good tutorial.
Yeah.
So I was hoping this would have like a similar kind of thing. And I'm really surprised to like learn that they just didn't.
Yeah, and it gives you some decent structure, right? Like when you start again your ship's thing, you go to the back of the ship, you put on the spacesuit, you go on the thing, you come outside, you float around space, heal it, fix the truck, go back inside, and they're like, cool. When someone calls, you grab the CB radio, you talk back, you hold R2, and you see the dial options. You pick a face button, and how you want to respond. I only had like 2 or 3 interactions with that, so I'm sure there's more as you go. But I think it was more the exploring part that really just left me uninformed. Like from here, they're like, cool. Hey, nice to meet you, kid. Now you're here. Go pick up a quest from here. And I go pick up the quest. And now I'm just float through space and find the stuff. Again, I still blame chat. You medic, I blame you because you were the one playing. I forget what it was. There was one point where I asked the question like 2 or 3 times, and I don't want to sound like angry streamer who didn't get the answers from his chat. Like that's not what it was. But I was just like, man, I'm not figuring this out. What do I need to do? No answer. Okay, then I guess I got to keep searching. I'm still not sure. Does anybody know? It's no answer. And then the third time, like, oh, just do this. I'm like, thank. And in character, I'm like, well, damn it, medic, you never told me this goddamn. I'm driving this fucking ship around space now. He's like, you just asked. I'm like, I asked 3 times already, and like, I lost character for a minute. Where I'm like, I asked you 3 times already, and you didn't answer me. You ignored me every single time, and like. There was angry character mode while I'm goofing around, but there's also, I'm like, I'm frustrated at this game. I'm not mad at chat, but I am very frustrated at this game.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. I'm sure there's somebody popped into chat to be like, hey, what, like they asked me a question, like, what is your, I forget, they asked me like how much fuel I was using per hour. And I'm like, I don't know. Where do I find that? And then they didn't tell me where to find it. So I'm like, there's knowledge that I don't understand that fans of the game already know what they want to know, but I don't know how to find it. The game didn't tell me that. And there is a user, you drop the glove box, there's a user manual inside, you can grab it, but like, that's why I was looking for like the gravity stuff. It's like, oh, the grav thing, it does this. It keeps you grounded inside the ship and blah, 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 blah. Did not tell me where the thing was for it. So I'm like, cool, I know what it does, but I still don't know how to fix it. Like, that's not knowledge I have. So if the game started with like the flashback, like I'm going to trucker school, I'm learning how to be a space trucker, and I'm going through like the classes of how to drive the truck and do whatever, I think that would have suited me a lot more and got me to figure out how this game functions. Doing like your first day on the job, you're driving shotgun with such and such in the truck, and they're going to take you decisions and like learn like the roads exist and watch the debris, like build that story. I think I would have found a lot more love for it, but they kind of just set me free to die 14 times. I'm like, I'm good. I don't want to play anymore.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
But you know, Star Trucker. It's on Game Pass. Sorry if what I said sounds negative, but I do think there's an audience for it. I think people will like it. I'm just not one of those people. However, that's my thoughts on Star Trucker, which means, Tofr, it's time that you tell me about this cutesy little game called Copycat.
Yeah. I have to add that I received a key for this.
You're looking at?
Yeah. I'm gonna read like the description on Steam for a second.
Yeah.
It's a narrative-driven game about rejection, belonging, and the true meaning of home. It follows the story of a newly adopted shelter cat who becomes the victim of an elaborate plan when a jealous stray copycat steals her place in the household. Now, I feel duped by this description.
Okay.
When I heard this description, I thought this is going to be like a goofy game, like with some hijinks. You know, it's going to be funny. But it's not a funny game. Okay. First of all, it's like you're actually the cat who has taken the place of another cat.
Right.
Yeah. And there's no jealous stray copycat here. Oh. there's no elaborate plan to take your place. None of that is there. So I feel a little duped.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's still a really good game.
Okay.
I have to add that. It's just a more serious game than what I expected.
Yeah.
So basically you play as a cat who gets adopted from a shelter by Olive, this elderly Australian lady.
Nice old lady.
And she calls you Dawn.
Aww.
Yeah. And Olive's previous cat, who was also called Dawn, recently escaped the house.
So that's why Dawn's a monster.
She just basically adopted you to replace her previous cat.
Okay.
Now, the Dawn that you play as, she feels like she's a wild cat. And she plans to escape the house as soon as possible. However, over time, a bond starts to form between Dawn and Olive. But then disaster strikes. Because of health reasons, Olive gets taken to the hospital. And when she comes back home after a few days, her daughter kicks you out of the house. What's worse is that the original Dawn then comes back and takes her rightful place in the house.
Shitty daughter.
And from then on... From then on, you're on a mission to get back into Olive's house and life, basically.
Okay.
So yeah, the gameplay is fun. I think games like Stray have already proven that there's a lot of fun to be had playing as a cat.
Yeah.
And even though this game does not have the development team or the budget of Stray, it still manages to capture that feeling of being a cat, which was
Okay.
really cool.
Hell yeah.
Um, However, the writing felt a little too on the nose for me.
Okay.
Like the humans in this game are absolutely horrible. They 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 always seem to make the absolute worst decisions.
Yeah.
There are dramatic moments in this that come out of nowhere and could have been solved in a in a much better way. And it's a shame because there's a good point to be made with this story, but the game tries a little too hard to get it across,
Okay.
and that's a shame.
Hmm.
The visuals are great. There are African inspired levels where you play as the
Oh.
wildcat. Yeah, they are a particular and colorful highlight. The character models for the humans, however, stand out and not in a good way.
Mm,
Like the cats
yeah.
are animated beautifully. The humans look awkward.
Yeah. I think I played the Next Fest demo. If it wasn't this recent, it was the previous one. I remember playing the demo at one point.
Mhm.
And I was like, it's still early enough on. Like, these models might change, and it sounds like they haven't. And the demo played through. I don't know how to quantify the progression of this game. I'd say like the first two missions, there's like a little bit of time skip, turn on the TV, and like Olive's trying to watch the TV, and you're like batting their remote away from her or something like that. I think you like no. There's a mission where you're in like the backyard trying to collect stuff and then go back inside or something. Like I think that's where the demo ended, or at least where I stopped playing the demo. I remember having a decent enough time with it. Like I was like, this is cute. I could see myself going back and playing it. But yeah, the characters, the humans were not a highlight for me in this one.
No. Now I do think I like my review here sounds a bit harsh.
Mhm.
This is still a fun game, made by only two people, I think.
Okay.
And it deserves your time. It's only like 3 hours long.
Yeah.
If you have an afternoon to spend, this is a good way to spend it. There are just some points that could have been better, and maybe these are lessons to be learned for their next project, because I do believe they can make something even better next time.
Yeah. I see it. Yeah. I think. You know what the play time was? How long it took you to beat?
3 hours.
Okay. You did say that. Yeah. Just spaced out there. Yeah. I think I expected something a little bit longer, narratively, but I think it makes sense when you mention that like the being replaced part isn't really as prominent, and you're just trying to get back into the house. So I could see it being that short afternoon, experience. I think as I'm sitting here watching this back, I'm like, this does look fun. I remember the cat being like super inquisitive, like, well, I see this paper mounted on the wall. I wish to tear it down, and like
That's what I'm doing here.
Getting to the very end. And like I think I enjoyed it enough. I think people who are just like super casual and want that cat experience, I could see this being a game they would play. But yeah, on a chill afternoon, I think it's gonna be a fun like knock it out and do the thing. I think it's fun.
Yeah. It's so like a nice touch to it is that there's a narrator, and he sounds like the narrator of a nature documentary.
Right. Okay, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a nice little touch, especially since you have these like African inspired levels.
Yeah.
It's a nice touch.
Hell yeah. Oh. I'm more of a dog person personally, but honestly, I think I enjoy it. Copycat. I remember, I think Harry from 618, they were doing a Steam Next Fest episode, and he brought up Copycat, and that's what I was like, oh, I do remember this one existing and seeing the trailer. I'm a little stunned. You mentioned the replacing part, right? Because that's like a huge part of the trailer, which I know one of those major plot points that was in the demo, and I don't know if that's so much like worthy of spoiling, but it would mention. But yeah, like you being replacing another cat, and then you end up getting replaced by the other cat, which is like the huge thing in the trailer of just like, I'm outside because daughter doesn't like me. You give me any kind of hint that the daughter gets some kind of like comeuppance, like she like fall down the stairs and like break a leg or something. Like, I really did not like the daughter from my experience of this demo. I was like, shut up, be quiet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, cat game. And then yeah, there's more footage. We got like an hour of footage. Okay, hold on. So here's some of the African levels then. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh shit,
Where you're
a
like
puma?
this wild cat who goes on the hunt, and there's like this African inspired music playing, and it's fun.
Some big ass cats or rabbits. The rabbits are huge.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. But do you know this one's just Steam? Does it come to console at all, or I don't know if I'm gonna make a console release or not.
It's just Steam.
Okay. Yeah. There we have it, team. Just Steam. But that is all we have been playing this week. Perfect. Also, Tofr, if you ever want to capture footage and send it my way, we can keep doing that. I know we typically play the trailer for video watchers, and that's just usually for ease. But yeah, if you ever footage you captured it, you can throw it on a drive. But also, Copycat, you wrote a written article for it as well. You want to plug that a little bit, or?
Oh sure. I write reviews now with a lovely bunch of people. We're called So Many Games. At the moment, our reviews can be found at thewolfiepod.com. But hopefully sometime soon, the So Many Games website will be up and you can find everything there.
There you go. Yeah, if you send me the link then, I can throw that in the description too, so chat can go read that and show it some love. Make it look like Tofr's like thebomb.com and be like, oh shit, hold on. Keep going. Let's go read the written version. Police. Timestamp, but let's see what we got going on next. We have the indie releases this week. We're talking for the week of September 19th through September 25th, including, first off, Copycat on September 19th for PC. We've got Spyro on September 20th for PC. Frostpunk coming out September 20th for PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and PC Game Pass. We have Just a To the Moon series beach episode. What is that?
Yeah. It's what it says. Like the game To the Moon.
Okay, so it is that series. Okay,
that series, and it's a beach episode.
Okay, listen, cool. I'll take it. I was like, just a To the Moon series beach episode. Okay, I see now. I think I read that with the and then To the Moon as an independent thing. I didn't read it as a sentence. Like, what the fuck am I reading? I see now. Bet I still have to play the last like 3 games before I do a beach episode. Unless it goes back and it's with To the Moon. You know what? We'll see. But yes, that is on September 20th for PC. Then we have Fast Penguin coming up September 20th for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. We talked about it in the last episode, and you were like, it was pretty good, but it wasn't perfect. It wasn't great, but it's coming out. Then we have Tiny. Oh, that's right. You just said it was free to play. Okay, well now you got to try it at least, guys. Yeah, and it's on PlayStation. Ooh, let's see if that's a platinum. Might be good platinum. We'll see. I'm still pissed the Fall Guys didn't let me auto pop the PS5 one. Then I have to go play again. You think I'm gonna win 5 games in a row again? No, sorry. That's just, that was hard enough. I gotta do that again. I had to cheese the first time. I found 3 randos online. We just queued in a private lobby. We just all right, throw. Thank you. I got my trophy. Anyone else? We're good. See you guys later. So appreciate you, internet strangers, for the platinum and Fall Guys on PS4. Next up, we have Tiny Glade on September 23rd for PC. Then we have Athena Crisis on September 23rd for PC. Zoocosis on September 23rd for PC. Yo, 23rd. We bopping that day. Yeah. Beyond Galaxy Land on September 24th for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. Bloomtown, A Different Story on September 24th for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. The Puzzle Maker, Keba's Odyssey? Seba's Odyssey. Keba. Somebody's Odyssey on September 24th for PC. Worlds of Aria on September 24th for PC. And then Drive Rally on September 25th for PC and Early Access. Yeah. Any of those excited you're ready to jump into?
I'm especially looking forward to Worlds of Aria, which is like this board game, tabletop RPG inspired game. And I think Bloomtown, A Different Story might be a good one as well.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. Zoocosis is one that I want to check out. It might get pushed to October just for like Halloween horror type season stuff and doing that, but I'm excited to check out Zoocosis.
And Tiny Glade, obviously.
And Tiny Glade, I think, is one I was like, I remember that one existing, and I always have to remember which one is which. Like which life sim farming game am I looking at?
Oh, Tiny Glade is the building builder.
Yes.
Medieval looking building builder.
Yeah. Oh, that's gorgeous.
I don't know if that's the genre.
It is design, illustration, sandbox building cozy on Steam.
Yeah.
And there's a demo, guys. You can check one out for yourself.
I watched Daphne play that demo, and it looks like it's so intuitive.
Yeah.
It's like build stuff. Yeah.
It looks great visually. It's so like it's got that. I can pull it up a little bit here. It's just like that visual step up. I'm like, oh, that's Indie Dog. Yo, let's go. They killing it. Like this looks gorgeous.
Yeah, it does.
I love the way this looks. Ah, shit. Honestly, though, it makes me a little sad because the visual style reminds me of Little Devil Inside, which I don't know where that's at. I don't know what we're doing, Little Devil Inside. Listen, I'm not rushing indie games, but I feel like we've been really quiet on that one. Are we okay?
Yeah.
Are we okay over there? PlayStation, are we helping this one out? Because I really want to play Little Devil Inside. Okay?
Damn.
Anyway.
Make it happen. Make it happen.
Make it happen, PlayStation. Where we at?
Yeah.
But yeah, good week of games. And of course, because it was on last week's Not Here, but Plucky Squire dropped 2 days ago for the episode. But I can't wait to play. And I'm sure I have been for the last couple hours over on twitch.tv/CGDannyB. But with that, we had no write-ins this week for favorite indie games, so that is our episode, Tofr. That's all we got. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to like the video, and if you're on audio services, leave that 5-star review. It helps the podcast grow, more people find it. And of course, Tofr, if little scrublets on the internet wanted to find you, where would they go?
The easiest way would be using my link tree, and that's Play Nice Kids in one word.
Exactly. I don't think I ever put that in the description. I think I need to fix that. I need to put that in the description. I think
That's
I fucked
fine.
that up. I think I said that like a month ago, and then I was like, wait, I don't think I ever did that. But then also, yeah, you can find me at CGDannyB on all social media, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, the whole 9 yards. Find me over there and get some more indie gaming goodness. And with that, we're going to send you guys on your merry way. Have a lovely day. Take care of yourselves. And we'll see you next week for our Moonstone Island Book Club live on Twitch, Tuesday, the 24th, twitch.tv/CGDannyB. And then, of course, if you can't make it, catch it on YouTube after the fact. It's going to be a fun one. I'm excited to talk about this one. Bye.